I did the video on the modified push-up, and everyone was like, why wouldn't you do incline push-ups? And I'm like, well, you would. You can. You're allowed to do more than one exercise. In this video, I'm going to show you the incline push-up, why it's a good modification if you can't do push-ups, and why you need to do it even if you can do a shit ton of push-ups in order to, you know, pump that chest up. Not that mine is like a good example. The incline push-up is good for learning push-ups because it lets you practice holding that position without all of your weight on your hands and wrists and shoulders, which is tough if you're new at this. The most important part about learning the push-up, I think, is learning the starting push-up position. Whenever I get novice clients, I always get this. Their shoulders all up in their ears, their butt way up in the air, and they create this arch. But what we're supposed to have happen is shoulders over the hands, down out of the ears, elbows tucked, and chest out. But this is hard. It's hard. And they do that, and it can be discouraging, and they can't do it for long enough to get the benefits of it. We're not supposed to be pushing like this. Your body wants you to push like this because you actually get a mechanical advantage. You actually can use more muscles to push this way, but it creates shoulder impingement, which is bad for the shoulders in the long run. So if you keep doing them like this, eventually you hurt yourself. We have to get those shoulders turned down like this and our chest poked out so that we can engage our chest. The incline allows us to do that without having to put all that weight in our hands the whole time. You're going to put yourself up on an incline like this and stay real straight. This will let you practice flexing your legs, flexing your core, and not pushing your butt back. Now, as you do these, especially when you finish, you're going to do your push-up and you come up and your body's going to try to put your center of gravity over your feet. It's going to try to put most of your weight over your feet because that's normal. We want to acquaint ourselves with this plank position. Come down, touch the bar, and push away. We go down, we touch, and we push and engage your chest. Now, engaging the correct muscles is tough for beginners. One way that can help you think about using your chest during this is to think about this happening, where you push away and your hands come towards each other. They won't, but that's what you think about. Think about driving thumbs first. We think about driving like this and squeezing all this together like you're trying to make cleavage with the insides of your arms. Just think about that. Obviously, that won't happen because your hands won't move in and out. But if you think that way, that intention creates tension in the correct muscles. You got to think about the muscles you want to engage. Now, as you get better at this, you go lower. If you're using a power rack or a Smith machine, you'd have notches you'd be able to keep track, right? But eventually you want to get like this, and this is still a little easier than a push-up from the floor, but it's not as easy as it looks if you haven't done a lot of these. So you might be thinking, well, I can do push-ups on the floor, these are no problem. You might get a couple more reps, which is my point. Even if you can do a lot of push-ups, like even if you're a big manly man, I'll link a video up there we did of an old workout where I was trying to catch up to Jay with his big, awesome chest. And it's a sort of the equivalent of a drop set, but for push-ups, ascending in height instead of descending. I'll link that up there. Go check that out if you really want to like get a pump on. But Mike, I don't have a power rack at home. How am I supposed to do incline push-ups? Well, you dummy, you don't have to do them on a power rack. You can do them on literally anything. We could do them on this right here. You could do them on a bench. And this is a little bit more challenging than, you know, the first one I showed. I want to make sure that I'm flexing this, right? I'm not just sagging, and I'm definitely not butt up and shoulders up. Shoulders down like this. And also, these are more forgiving on the wrists. You know, for some people who struggle with their wrists with full push-ups. Down, touch, and drive away. And you can do all the variations. If you want to do, you know, diamond push-ups, you can do diamond push-ups. If you want to go wide, you can go wide. But this will give you a chance to get more reps in and think about engaging your chest. And now if you're saying, but Mike, I don't have a bench, you're a real dummy because it literally doesn't matter. You could do this on anything. You could do it on the hood of a car, right? You could do it on literally anything. The tailgate of your truck if you're a little bit stronger. You know, anything that'll support your weight, anything it's safe to do it on. You know, be smart, You want something that'll support your weight and not tilt over. Like that's one danger of doing them. If you're not sure, right, you want to be real careful. You want to really test it out. I know from experience that this takes a lot of work to tilt over. So I can do push-ups. And if you wanted to introduce like some variations that you can't do strict, like say you want some plyometric stuff, like maybe you want to be able to do a clapping push-up, right? These will help you develop that technique and develop confidence in that technique so you can do that stuff. But like, look around your house. You just gotta find the stuff around your house that's the right height for you, which I'll tell you how to pick that here in a second. You can use a countertop if you're just starting out and you don't need a deep incline. Use your counter. Get a little better. Use the back of your couch. Like that. But here's how you decide like how many you're supposed to be doing. I talked about this in the other push-up video, but don't overthink the rep scheme. Don't think you have to do X number of reps. You have to do X number of difficult reps. So say I'm gonna do 10, and I get, let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. That wasn't hard enough. Those last 2 or 3 were not really difficult. So I'm going to keep going. 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, here we go, 16, 17, 18, now I feel the burn, 19, 20. So then I felt the burn in the last few reps the hardest. It's hard to get this right at first, but you're not looking for each rep to be damn near impossible unless you're doing short sets of like 3 to 5 reps. But if you're trying to go for volume, or you're trying to build muscular endurance, or it's part of a circuit, or it's like a fat burning, firming and toning thing, whatever that means, and you want more reps, go until the last 3 or 4 are really tough. But if you go too hard in your first set and that messes up your subsequent sets, that's not as good a workout. Man, I feel a little pumped up now. Now, that's all other things being equal. Some people are going to argue and talk about going to failure, or drop sets. Don't overthink it. When the time comes for you to know that stuff and do that stuff, you'll have more practice and experience in the technique of doing a push-up, and hopefully be closer to doing either your first real push-up or more real push-ups.